Hello there, my geeky ghouls and my nerdy nightmares. I am not the Crypt Keeper. In fact, I am just Mr. Cack of the Rage You Nerds podcast, and I am here to set the stage for what we're doing, and what we are doing is watching Werewolf by Night, the latest special presentation coming from the MCU. I'm gonna be completely honest, I love everything about this thing, but I hope you sit back and enjoy this video of us reacting and reviewing. And how you can show your appreciation is either by liking the video, hitting that subscribe button, and if you want to stay up to date with all of our nerdy reactions and content, hit that notification bell. We call it smashing the dinghy. Alright, kiddies, I hope you have a fright of a time. Spider-Man, where he was just briefly there, and then Multiverse of Madness, I really started to like me some Wong, and then this just kind of sealed the deal. I don't know. At this point in time, I hope. I don't even know what I hope. I don't even know what would make me feel better about the end of this. Right? Does even a tie-in to the leader even make this feel good? I don't know. Moon Knight should have gotten 9 episodes instead of She-Hulk, is what Fraught Relic says. I mean, maybe, but even, I mean, like Al said, like, how does Moon Knight fit into anything, and does it? I don't know, man. But that's a good segue. That's a good segue, because there is something I really enjoy, and I don't even care if it ever relates back to the MCU in a greater picture, and that's Werewolf by Night. This thing could be a solo project that has no interaction with the rest of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I think I'd be totally legit and cool with that. But Al, Werewolf by Night, the latest, or the first, TV presentation, TV special presentation by Marvel on Disney+. What did you think of our Werewolf by Night?
Oh, this was fucking awesome. I mean... You've got blood, you've got gore, you've got killings, you've got heads falling off. I mean, I can't believe Marvel went this way.
I know.
And it's they call it TV-14, so I mean, it's not even rated R.
Yeah, because they didn't say any curse words or show boobs.
No. And like, for a Marvel special like this, it was actually really, really good. I hope they include them into the MCU somehow, which, I mean, I think they will, because, you know, we had the TVA there.
But they never explained it. They never touched base on it.
You know, I think maybe they were there to maybe help get the timeline back on, because they knew that Swamp Thing, or Man-Thing, not Swamp Thing.
Make a distinction.
Same character.
Make a distinction.
But Man-Thing, it's so hard. Man-Thing escapes because of the werewolf, and I think the TVA was supposed to be there to make sure that didn't happen.
Well, they done goofed up on that one.
I think they weren't supposed to let the Werewolf by Night become werewolf. So
I liked it for a lot of the same reasons you like it, right? Like, it's different. It's a different feeling Marvel. Like, there's reminders that this is Marvel, right? The introduction, the little explanation how there's the ordinary world full of Marvels and superheroes, which I thought was fun. And then there's another world that the large majority of people don't see. And in a certain way, this is the most connection to the Eternals we have had. And it's one that's not apparent at all. And it's just the whole implication that there's kind of this other world playing out around us that we don't notice because we're not in on it, right?
Yeah.
And I like that aspect. I also like that this seems like Marvel is doing what DC has failed to do, and they're basically doing the Dark Justice League, but of Marvel, the Dark Avengers. And it's just like, okay, I'm on board, man. I really want to see more of Man-Thing. But if that means that we get more Werewolf by Night Jack Russell, so be it. Also, Elsa Bloodstone. I think I'd be totally content seeing more of her. The concept of being monster hunters. I would love to see more of that. All of this gets me excited, because the more that this pops off, the more that they're willing to do of this, the quicker we get to characters like Ghost Rider. The quicker we have a universe surrounded around Blade. So it doesn't feel like we have to force Blade to be an Avenger. Blade can join all of these other monster hunters, and that's his circle.
I mean, yeah, that's fair.
which then ties into a very direct thing. It gets us closer to Midnight Suns. And I think that would be interesting to see live action. It's something they're investing in heavily with it's a video game that's out right now, or about to come out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, they're already pumping it out. And I think it just is going to be hilarious. Marvel gets their dark universe established before DC ever could live action wise, which makes no sense because DC has trademarked dark universes. Like they have the most pronounced dark aspect with Constantine. It blows my mind, right? It blows my mind. They have their Swamp Thing. It's so wild that they haven't capitalized on something that people are genuinely interested in. And they could have just made it a niche thing like this. They could have released it on HBO Max before HBO Max imploded.
So if they were to get to Midnight Suns, that is a way for Moon Knight to become part of the MCU. So I could see that being the reason why we didn't hear much of it. I think with the Werewolf by Night special we got is kind of testing the waters to see if the community and the people of the fandom want this kind of stuff. I don't know why they need to test the waters, because I think a majority of us probably do, and it would probably make big money for them. So I would say just go ahead and do it.
Yeah, if you want to know if people are into monster hunting, go check out the fact that Supernatural ran for 14 seasons after it was supposed to end in 3.
I also think that's why it ended up in color at the end.
I like the transition. It's also a reference to the original Wizard of Oz, but it's the inverted form, where in the Wizard of Oz, the real stuff happened in black and white. Color once she went to Oz, and then back to black and white. So a lot of fan theories have been is the color happening at the end them becoming part of the MCU fabric? Ooh. What is the Bloodstone? Not in the comic context, because clearly we've seen that doesn't fully matter in the Marvel Cinematic Universe context. So what is the Bloodstone in the higher context? How powerful is it? How much can it disrupt? I know it gives powers to the holder. I know it prolongs their life. But what else can it possibly do? What's the full extent of its power? And does that become a beacon that draws people to her, to the Bloodstone? I like the zombie narrator. I like the bloodshed. I like that they did the bloodshed in black and white so they could get away with it.
Yeah.
Because if it was red, I think they would have had to bump up their rating. I think if you legit saw the red blood, they would have to change the rating. Huh. Don't quote me on that. I'm not entirely sure, but I think making it black and white was a way to keep the rating a little bit lower instead of having to go any higher. But also on streaming stuff, I don't even know why there's a rating.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lawless zone. If you don't want them on it, make them go to the kids section.
Well, that's what I was like. We were watching it last night, and I was like, to my wife, I was like, this is kind of extreme. This is different. I mean, it was interesting because I was like, this is what I've been waiting for, but I didn't think Marvel would go to, because they're trying to make the most money. I understand that, but a majority of these kids that they're trying to market to have no earthly idea what any of these characters are, because the comics are from the 70s, 80s, 90s, even before that. So I mean,
I like that the dead body of Ulysses Bloodstone made a joke and then just ha-ha'd it off, because that means that when he was recording this, he knew that they were gonna laugh, or he just assumed they were gonna laugh. So if they didn't laugh at his joke, it was gonna be awkward as all shit. While that poor old man's just sitting there cranking the corpse. But I do I appreciate how different it was. It was different. I think that's good. I hope that means Marvel's willing to explore being different more. I hope it helps them understand that not everything has to be a stand-up night at the Apollo. I love jokes, and I'm getting really tired of jokiness in stuff. I need just a bit more serious every now and then. Not everything can be slapstick all the time. Otherwise, why even do this?
I mean, Disney needs to pay attention to this. Marvel needs to pay attention to this. Werewolf by Night has a 92% critic rating and a 94% audience rating. If you don't understand what that means, I mean, this is what the people want. Give what the people want. You're going to make money no matter what.
It may be the best thing of Phase 4, and it's not even technically part of Phase 4, I don't think. I think they're just like, well, let's do it. Because I don't even know, like, was this supposed to come out at a different time and got pushed or delayed because of the pandemic?
I actually don't know. I don't know if it was ever pushed, but I'm pretty sure it was supposed to come out in October, like it did
Okay.
this past
All right,
Friday. Because I mean, it's a Marvel special that deals with Halloween. You know, I mean, it fits in perfect in October.
You know what's wild is the director for this hadn't directed anything before this.
Really?
He's a composer for movies, so this was their directorial debut.
Well, I mean, he nailed it.
They need to
She
go
nailed
ahead.
it.
Yeah, I don't know their gender. They need to go ahead and lock this person up and get them to do a sequel. I don't know if they're interested in doing a sequel for their special presentations. A part of me feels like the reason they call it a special presentation is they just want to make it clear, hey, there may not be another one of these. This is just a special thing.
Yeah.
But I'd be totally down if they did a yearly Halloween themed special presentation. You know, next time make it Ghost Rider. It doesn't always have to be Werewolf by Night. It doesn't always have to be Man Thing. It doesn't always have to be the Bloodstones. You know, give us another spooky character.
Yeah.
And give us Mephisto finally.
I just want to see Ted and Jack go eat sushi.
That brings up a dilemma to me. So Man Thing will eat meat?
I guess.
I don't know. Part of me feels like he'd be vegan, but then I was like, that makes him a cannibal, right? Huh. You know, man, I'm not entirely sure where my thoughts stand on this now that I think about it a little bit further. Okay. All right.